back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. So a junior secondary school pupil, one of a certain secondary school in Nigeria, allegedly made an attempt to poison his 11-year-old female classmate for beating him to the first position in their class. According to reports, the 12-year-old junior secondary school pupil was envious of his 11-year-old colleague who had beaten him to the first position during the first and the second terms. He allegedly sneaked into the school lab and mixed sulfuric acid and ethanol, which he poured into her water bottle. He tried actually to pour into her water bottle.
No, he poured.
He poured it, right. Fortunately, his classmates saw him and quickly reported the matter. Now, we need to discuss this as mothers and to know how to understand these kind of traces. But let's hear your thoughts. You can call us at Your View. Call us on 070-8066-8014. You can also tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag Your View TVC so we can read your tweets. Now, there's no angle we can take this. We're all on the same angle on this. But I think what's more critical is how does a child get to that point? What are we as parents doing wrong? Yeah. So a child gets to the point of, because...
That's why I said, I'm sure, well, what's the job?
Yeah, so because I was thinking to myself, like, okay, when I heard the story, Jumoke, the first thing that came to my mind is that this child is actually smart.
Yeah.
For him to be, because usually when you hear that kids have emotional problems, they lag behind, they're not doing so well. So obviously, for me in my head, I'm thinking he might actually have a good home. But when I now spoke to Priscilla last night, she's a psychotherapist, she said, no. People who have emotional issues, actually, eventually it takes time to show, but they can actually still exert all their energy in one angle. But let me hear your thoughts on this, because I was really worried.
I wanted to go to the heart of the matter, talking about our educational system that compares us to the extent that I'm 30th in my class and you're first. And because I've always been first, and my mommy will pat me and congratulate me, and there's always a party. Now my seatmates, who has always been second, who is now going to be first, I'm looking, how am I going to tell my mom at home that I'm now second? Right. That's the crux of the matter. Right. It has its own advantages in that for someone like Jumoke, who was always last, the day I finally became first in my primary 3, I felt, the euphoria that I finally succeeded. But if it was just percentages and you are 70%, I'm 90%, and nobody's comparing us, there won't be that emotion of I failed this term.
Yeah, because in some systems there's no pass or fail. There's no, it's just you do your best. There's no grade. They don't even grade you like that.
My kids are really small. They are in the nursery, and I don't know about the way they grade in primary, but in the nursery they just give you percentages. Now they have the overall best, but their percentages. And when I see that the percentages are within 90 something, so even if I benchmark them against their last percentage. But here, when my husband actually told me about the story last week, and I was like, really, he was so shocked. How can somebody think of putting acid inside the cup? I said, that the person must be really evil. I said, no, he's a very smart boy. And the only thing that he could feel to avenge himself was his familiarity with sciences. And that was his way out. That they don't paint him wicked or something. He was just trying to get a way out in his head of, this lady is going to beat me again. What can I do to him? To her. So that aside, I feel that when we raise children to feel that the only way they are confident is in the successes they've achieved.
Academic
success. Or okay, you're the best in your class. Okay, you must, if you're the best in the class, you will get this. It's good to always give a prize for something, but when they feel their whole entire life is surrounded about that, they'll be willing to kill somebody to get what they want. So the child is not thinking, it's just, if this person dies, I'll become number one. They can't process the fact that somebody actually is going to die.
Right. But now let me come to Uwa, because when I heard about the issue of the expulsion, I'm thinking, okay, let me do you think expelling that child was the right thing? Or do you think, because there was pressure from, see, it's one thing to say it's terrible, but you have the mother of the girl that was almost killed. So in your head, you're thinking that boy should be gotten rid of. But that's the emotional angle. But we heard that the school expelled the child, and the family of the boy saying, don't expel, why would you expel my child? As a parent, he was a parenting advocate. What would you suggest is the best approach in this kind of situation?
You know, I think when I actually read through the research and I heard them saying that they expelled the boy, I just quickly said, okay, this is the most, the quickest way, the lazy man, lazy man's way out. It tells you that a lot of schools, first of all, you see, when we are taking our children to schools or we're going to, you know, any place, some of these people that we entrust the lives of our children to, they are not equipped. Most of them also do not have any form of information in terms of handling the situation. Terrible. I think in this particular case, I think I want to go back to the foundation, which is the home. Because that is the first point for that child. Yeah. So for that child to have thought that, okay, I need to go and poison this girl so I can go back to first position, then the problem is not even with the school or the child. It is where the child is coming from. Yeah. You know why I say this? Last term, my son is always used to come in overall best. I am pressured as a mother, you know. So most times when his result is coming, I'm already shaking. But because I have been equipped, because I've been trained to handle anything that comes, I can cope. So last time when he came overall second, I wasn't worried that he came second. I was worried how he was going to handle it because he's used to coming first all the time. And guess what? When the result came out, when he came down from the stage to collect his result and he came and met me, the first thing he said was that, Mommy, I'm very happy for my friend. I know that next term I'm going to beat him. Do you know that peace came to my spirit so strongly? I was so happy. Why? Because I was already worried that, you see, when you have a high flyer for a child, you need to also manage their emotions. You know, so what was exciting to me was the fact that, okay, he can perceive this as, okay, better luck next time. Okay, but as opposed saying that, I have lost.
This is good point you made. But I wanted to go back a little bit to the issue of why the boy was expelled, because it could be pressure from the parents. Think about it as the mother of the child that was almost killed. The parents, even though the teachers might actually want to do the right thing, like let us find a doctor to psychoanalyze this young boy. We can do that, but the parents are no. Get him out of the
school. He will go back to another school and try to poison somebody, and he might succeed.
The issues are when you expel. It's like when people were pressuring Theresa May that she should resign. He said it's the easiest way out. When they step out, it's easy. The school right now doesn't have to deal with that problem, which is what they have. The family might have to deal with it, but we expect that the children, the school should be more equipped. So they should know that we can't run away from this. This child was raised by us from the academic angle. And so we should find a way to correct the issues going on. How accessible are the acids in that school, Murayo? So the boy could walk into the lab and pick up acid and pour it into, and there was no supervision all through when he did it. Because they're supposed to be under lock and key. Science students. They're supposed to be under lock and key. Those are harmful chemicals. It's supposed to be hazard written on the board.
Maybe he's under lock and key. Student that these teachers give him access. You know those kind of those high flyers.
There should be thorough investigation. The ministry should go into it.
Let me take this call from Abdullahi. Abdullahi, are you there? Abdullahi.
I'm there. Good morning, ma'am.
Morning. Go ahead. Thanks for calling.
Hello. Good morning.
Morning.
Please, I really love what my sister really just said. One thing is that we really need to check the home, then its play group.
It's play group.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Yes.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Very clearly, please.
We really need to check its home. Hello. We really need to check its home. That's the family is coming from. Either the parents, then its play group. That is very important.
Right.
Because the heart of such child, it's cruel enough. The environment it comes from, either through the parents.
Right.
Yeah.
You could see maybe sometimes there is violence between the parents.
Right.
Those kind of attitudes.
All right. Thank you very much, Abdul. You're right. So parents showing violence in the home, you know, things like that.
Show violence. Let me say something. You see, I have 2 children, and in terms of intelligence, you know, they are 2 different. I didn't even know that the younger one was being pressured. Not because I said, how can't you behave? I do not do that. But the younger one on his own, when the brother comes home with academic effort, and you know what academic effort tag means. It means you're doing well academically. The day he got academic effort, the whole world went like, oh, finally. So when he said that word, you might laugh at it, but I took it very personal. That doesn't mean that silently, even without saying anything, I am putting pressure on the child. Some children need to be reassured every time, over and over again, with the kind of words that come out of our mouth. So it is not even a function of maybe you are violent in the house. It might just be the kind of word you say. If you do not pass your exam, or if you do not come first, I will not give you this. You know, so those little things that you say, the child must have registered it in a way that, if I come second, it means that this thing I'm waiting for, I might not get it.
Let me take this call. Innocent, I'll come to Jamaica. Innocent from Lekki, thanks for calling. Go ahead, please.
Okay. Hello, good morning, ladies.
Morning.
Yes, my contribution to the issue is that I know my sister Jumoke was saying something like, it's about positioning, giving children positions and all that. I think it will be a narrow way of looking at it. Let's look at it from the broader perspective of one's attitude to competition with others. This is a child who felt threatened.
Yeah.
Somebody was doing better than he was. And the only way he felt he could handle it was to eliminate this person. There are those who even do that in their businesses.
True, very true.
Somebody is doing better than they are.
Very true.
Or they feel that the person as a rival is going to get what they are aiming at. And so they think that the only way to handle it is to get rid of the person. It's about the mindset.
Right.
So people like this, it is for both parents and then the society, including institutions that they are under, to come together to see how to reshape the mentality of this child.
Fantastic.
So that he understands that when I'm competing with a person, it can happen in sport.
Yes.
That's why it's
all the time.
True, very
It
true.
happens all the time. Very strong point. Thank you very much, Innocent. I think you made your point.
So every parent should go for parenting classes. Very important.
Much, yeah.
Gideon says, really, it is majorly because our educational system emphasizes position at the detriment of morality. Daramola says, I don't know where he got the parents also pressurize their children and spread negative energy to underflying kids. Leroy says, wickedness is just on the increase. For a little boy of yesterday to have done such shows how rotten our society has become. Sheon Louis says, on the other side, the mother either takes her child out of the school or sees to it that the boy is expelled.
But there's something I want to point out, sorry, before you take another tweet. He's 12, and I hear he's in GSS what?
GSS 1.
Was it GSS 1 or GSS 1? GSS 1. Okay, I just wanted to check.
We have to round up. I think generally, we've agreed that this all goes back to parenting.
Yeah.
So regardless of what the school did or what they do, go back to what you fed your children.
But when you have such a problem, what's the solution? You should talk
need
to
go and
psychologists.
We have very good expert parenting coaches, that will teach you how to, because it's two things. When your child is underperforming, there's an attitude towards dealing with that child, and when your child is a high flyer, you need to put on a particular attitude as well, so that you know how to manage the child.
Google it. You find parenting classes help you,
or you can come to us.
No, please don't. Don't start marketing. I don't want to be in trouble. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. So Abiodun Coya, also known as Abi Coya, is a Nigerian-born US-based classical opera singer, songwriter, poet, composer, philanthropist, and entrepreneur. She has performed at the Democratic Convention and the White House for 2 American presidents consecutively.
Whoa.
Through music, she has vowed to actually remain the mouthpiece of her heritage using her voice. Welcome to the show, Abby.
Yay.
Thank you very much, gorgeous ladies. Thank you for having me. You're
Yes,
so beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Oh my goodness. It's
Right.
such an honor to be in your midst.
So, how did you get into classical music?
I grew up listening to classical music, and my father always played it 24/7, and I happened to just love it. I fell in love with it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Before we move away from our previous topic, you mentioned your father, the place of parenting. Were
Right.
you ever under pressure to
Be a high flyer.
succeed, to be a high flyer, to succeed academically?
I
And how did you deal with it?
wasn't under pressure to be a high flyer, so to speak, but I was under pressure to become an accountant.
Right.
I knew by age 6 I wanted to become a musician. And I told my parents, and they tried to steer me in the way of accounting. And unfortunately, my the weakest subject I had was mathematics. I hated mathematics so much that my notebook that time, I had a boa sticker on it. You know those cartoon stickers of boa, and it was like a green snake with 2 fangs out. And you know, the kind of hatred, the kind of hatred you have for snakes. That was how
You didn't like mathematics?
I didn't like mathematics. I always failed, and I did so brilliantly in literature, in arts, everything. Like I could design my dolls. I mean, dresses for my dolls and everything. I was just a top flyer.
So
in
how
those
did
areas.
your parents now deal with that?
With
for
what?
you?
With
As
what?
in the fact that you
Eventually-
you were not going to go to the accounting department since you were not doing well in the mathematics.
Guess what? They sort of ate their cake and had it. What's that word again? You know,
Eat your cake and have it.
Yes. So I do have a degree in business management and master's in music.
Okay, so you do have...
So you pleased
So
them.
I,
how you hear them.
exactly. I pleased them and I pleased myself.
Right.
Good.
Yeah, that's good. All right, so classical music. Did you start singing? I mean, it's one thing to be exposed to it. It's another thing to
Right.
have the opportunity to actually express it in Nigeria. So was it until you traveled abroad you began to sing classical, or were you singing in Nigeria?
Exactly. It wasn't until when I traveled that. But before I traveled, my dad bought me a violin, and so I think that counts to
Right, of course,
so
yeah.
it's classical.
No, but for a man who was into classical music
Right.
himself, why was he so averse, to you going into the arts?
I think it was more of my mom.
Oh, okay.
So he was like, okay, you know.
Yeah, we all
hey.
grew up with Dr. Lawyer kind of singing.
Exactly.
The only way to be successful is to
Yeah,
become a
so
doctor.
we all have... All right.
He just wanted me to be happy to do whatever, but I think I understand on the mom's aspect. How would you, at that point in the 80s, how would you make a living
Exactly,
and earning,
yeah.
becoming an artist?
Yes.
So now
your
how are
profile.
you making
You should.
because we need to go there.
How am I making what?
How are you earning money? Is it profitable, especially in this?
I have never
line?
done a 9-to-5 job. I've never worked with my business management degree. I don't even know where my certificate is. I really don't. I may have to go back to
Where's
my
your music
university.
degree?
Where is my music degree?
Go ahead.
So I wanted your profile reads that you performed at the White House
Yes, ma'am.
and that you performed at the Democratic Convention.
Yes.
These are like
Big events.
big deal.
Right.
You know, even to those in Nigeria, we feel like it's a big deal.
Right.
How did it feel like getting to that height?
Yeah. How did you even get to that
How did you
point in
even
the
get
first
there?
place? Yeah. Tell us that story.
I'm emotional because you guys are talking about parenthood and what we have in Nigeria and stuff like that. But I have been in the U.S. I've been gone for almost 20 years now, and one thing that kept me surging ahead, becoming ahead of others, was my upbringing, my culture. Do you understand? So I took that with me. Do you understand what I'm saying? I always took that with me. And so it was my work ethic. I mean, of course, all glory be to God.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the talent is there. But if you're not working hard, if you're not, with me, my reputation precedes me. And I run it, even now I run a tight ship. I'm like a general, a military with my team. I do. If your call time is 12 o'clock, I expect you to be there 11:45.
Okay.
I have Chinese mentors, and they tell me, they said, Abby, if your appointment is 12 o'clock and you're 15 minutes early, you're late.
Right. Okay, I want you see, because one of the objectives of this show is to help inspire people,
Right.
teach people. So I want you to walk us through. You got to the US, you went to school, you did your stuff, your degree. how did you start singing opera? Did you have to go to Broadway, or how did you now work your way all the way to the White House?
Again, it's reputation. So while I was in the university, I think my third year, what got to my school, what do you call it, chancellor, vice chancellor here?
Yeah.
They call it school president there, I think. Oh, well, I've forgotten. So what got to him, that there's this international student that can blow, she can sing, like Americans say, she can sing. And so he was very impressed. And of course, I had great grades as well. I was doing good, you know, I think I came out with 2-1 if you're going to grade it in the Nigerian. And so he started giving me opportunities to perform. So I would perform at the school board meeting, whatever, school gala, fundraiser, this. And you know, at that point, you having the DC mayor, because this is Washington, DC. You would have the DC mayor as one of the invited guests. You have somebody.
And you were giving your best.
And I snatched that opportunity. I snatched the wig off that opportunity, and I went for it. Boom. And that was it. And so before I knew it, embassies started calling for me before I even graduated. So I started making some money. So and I knew before I graduated, I wanted to go to college, you know, for master's degree. So I started saving money. I started saving money. So by the time I got admitted, I was the first initial payment. I actually practically really paid my way, so to speak.
Singing.
Yes, and I've never done a 9-to-5 job in my life. Oh, okay, so I'll tell. I worked for a weekend for 2 days as a waitress, and I got fired. I started working on a Friday, and I got fired on Sunday.
You're not supposed to be a waitress.
Let me take this call from Christian. Christian, are you still there?
Hello, good morning.
Morning. Go ahead, please.
I'm Professor Stephen. I'm calling from Lagos Island.
Okay, go ahead, please.
Yeah, I don't have much to say. I want to greet all of you. I appreciate your work.
Thank you, Christian. God bless you.
And this is my first time caller.
You're welcome to the show.
All right, thank you so much. Yes, Uwa.
You know, oh, he's still there? You mentioned in one of your interviews that you do not like Yoruba movies, maybe because of their crappy nature. They don't pay attention to details. So when you come into Nigeria, for instance, the Nigerian space, and you're working with people, you know, how do you manage? Because we celebrate a lot of mediocrity.
And we're coming late every day, every appointment.
You know, we do not keep to time. You know, we do not pay attention to details. We're not, you know, we're not crossing all the T's and dotting all the I's. How do you deal with people like that?
Back to the Yoruba movies. The last time I think I saw one was like maybe 5-7 years ago. Of course, now maybe once in a while I can just catch a bit of movies here and there. But I just expect them to be able to be up to standard. Like I actually just started getting into Hollywood acting. I started even I had to humble myself to start as an extra, and then from there to be a stand-in. I've done the stand-in for Gabriel, you know, just to learn the trade. So now my agent it's really tough. Acting in Hollywood is freaking tough, excuse me. So because of that, I don't have tolerance, because for me to sit down and watch your product for 2 hours, my time is valuable. So you better come with your best.
True, very true.
So if you're not coming, don't waste my time.
I agree.
Just hold on to it.
So maybe they're not talking to you.
Yeah,
I sense
that you're one that believes in excellence and you put in all your best.
Yes.
And then we have a lot of music and people that call themselves musician right now, and what they do is a bit off the cuff. Like they just pick up a testing microphone, and then it becomes an album. And then like Ali, and it becomes an album. So how do you feel?
What? And you know what? They will Ali the way in 3 minutes out. In 3 months, in 3 years, they Ali out.
Very true. Right. Very, very true.
Okay, so now, yeah, go ahead, Jumoke.
You're a poet, amongst other things, you know. Yeah, very talented in this artistic thing.
Thank you.
How do you choose which to focus on? For instance, you're working your way through into Hollywood.
Yes.
How do you know that this is my purpose in life?
My first love is music. That has always been my first love, and it's always going to be my first love. But I just happen to be this bundle of energy that can do
several other things.
Exactly. I do have a published poetry book to my name, and I'm hoping to release a revised edition of that poetry book in Nigeria after a while. So, you know, it's just planning, you know, and that's why, again, my business management degree comes in useful.
You must go to school.
You must go to school.
Okay, let me take this call. Malara, are you there? Thanks for calling. We lost that call. Okay,
sorry. So, the emphasis on education, having a proper background education and how it has helped you. Jumoke was saying, we all tend to believe that poetry, all these opera singing does not make money in Nigeria. You're back in Nigeria, apparently.
Temporarily for a year.
So,
so you're still
have you
going
been
back?
able to...
Yes, ma'am.
How is
how
it testing?
commercial?
Yeah.
As this...
That's the question I asked before.
How commercial has it been?
My love, I've been coming to Nigeria for the past 3 years off and on, and each time I came, I was always busy.
Okay.
Always
So
busy.
you do get
So
contract.
you
I do
are
get-
pre-booked.
Right. And guess what? So what I'm trying to do now, because I do have 15 years of opera singing experience under my belt, I want to try something else. And that's why I'm here. I'm trying crossover. Opera is still there. Classical music is still there. If you want me to come tomorrow, if you're having a gala black tie event and you want an operatic performance, I'm your girl.
Fantastic.
I'll do it. But at the same time, I want to be able to put some elements of my heritage into my music.
Right.
We're talking about the drums and a little bit of
Do
Afrobeat.
you dance traditional dance?
That's my weak point. I don't know how to dance like
Omo,
that.
Can we
That's
take
your
you to shrine?
Oh my gosh, right.
You're looking at what
Hey,
they shrine.
I'm open-minded. I am. This is my heritage. And you know, in the US, what I started doing in the last 3 years, I would make Ankara. I would give my costumier Ankara fabrics like this, and yours beautiful fabric like that. I would tell them to make it into a couture and perform with it.
Nice.
Nice.
Showing them where you're coming from.
Yes.
Okay, we're gonna we have to take a quick break, but before that, can you give us an idea of what an opera music sounds like? Because some people out there are wondering, what is opera safe?
Our people don't know opera.
Not everybody.
so?
So could you just give us an expression of it before we go on a break?
Oh,
2 seconds.
the hills are alive with the sound of music.
Please don't dilute the song, please.
Oh, see?
Jumoke,
And our guests alone give us the expression.
wait.
What I can see.
We'll be right back. Stay with us.
That's not your talent.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
With you, there are no limits. I believe in you. You believe in me. So there is here. I have a song in me. You flourish me. I feel spectacular every time you smile at me. Flourish me, baby, you're my one and only. Flourish me.
Leave me shaking it.
Okay, thanks for staying
I
with
have
us.
a question.
Yes, go ahead.
So, Abby,
Yes.
let's move into the love zone.
Yeah, I love to talk about. Call me the love singer.
If you want your personal life,
But
Oh,
you
me?
said, but,
Yes.
but you said that your man is not Nigerian, so you don't have to deal with all the things that we have to
That
deal
doesn't
in here.
say they're not a good Nigerian man. That's not to
Yes.
say that.
So why do you prefer?
She's lived there for 20 years,
It's-
please.
aside from that, you know what? You're kind of right. You're kind of right. You're right. You're super
The
right.
Nigerian men abroad, what are you talking about? Live there for 20 years.
Yes,
Hey,
they're
it doesn't
Nigerian
matter.
blessed.
It doesn't matter.
please, so I
If
so
you
tell
pray,
us what
it
your
doesn't
kind
matter.
of...
You know, it's just the mentality. You understand
Hey.
what I'm saying? You know,
Because most are going to
Wait,
they-
pause.
okay,
Who are you dating? Man, I said, how's it? Nigerian or non-Nigerian?
not Nigerian.
Where is he from?
He's American,
Which color?
white.
Okay.
Right.
So that's
what-
the
what-
point.
You're like
your-
one of those moms.
Orokwe say,
Yeah, she's like, yeah,
She's one
she's
of
like,
those moms,
yes. So, what she was asking is, what's the kind of man?
No,
So
that's
what,
not my question.
or like you said, you don't want, you don't like our Nigerian men are not the typical kind of.
what's your problem with Nigerian men?
It's not. Don't. That's why. Don't say it
Don't
that
generalize
way. Don't
it.
generalize.
Okay, what's your problem with black men?
No,
Some,
you're still
some,
some,
some.
with the typical.
What's the ideology you're running away
It's
from?
just the insecurity and the lack of support.
Oh my God,
I'm Ashe.
We manage
because
the insecurities.
because really I want to be able to I want to have breakfast in bed as eba and ogbono soup. I would like my Nigerian man to prepare that, and I have no problems with a particular Nigerian man that can, know that, okay, this is her first love. If I'm going to carry her, I better love her. So otherwise, it's like, if you ask me to stop singing because you want to marry me, then you might as well ask me to die.
Yeah.
And if you don't see it that way, we're not gonna get along. So if you don't see that, you push me, you support me, and I push you. We build something together. If you want to say kitchen, loma jera and stuff like that,
did you date black guys
that
didn't come through for you?
The last Nigerian guy I dated, which was like so many years ago, we went to an event and he didn't like the attention I was getting.
Imagine.
And he started having attitude, and that affected me, because I'm this friendly, bubbly person, and I started going like, I was trying to, all night, like, come out of here. What is it? He did nothing. Don't worry, nothing. Eventually, I said, what's going on? I said, all this. I said, look, I said, you know what? You know what I told him? I said, guess what? At the end of the day, I'm your trophy. You get to go home with me. It wasn't until I said that he now changed it. And at that point, I said, no, if I have
Let me take this call.
pump you up like that, nah.
There's a problem. Let's take this call. Lillian, are you there?
I'm feeling you.
You're feeling me? Who else is feeling me?
Lillian, are you there? Lillian, are you there? She's not there, please.
Morning. Hi, Abby.
Hi, love.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
Fine. So loving your music.
Thank you.
Keep it up.
Thank ya.
Please, I use a little of Handel.
Pardon?
Handel Messiah.
Yeah, did I what?
Handel Messiah. Can you do a little bit of that?
Rejoice, rejoice, rejoice greatly.
So apparently she's a classical lover too.
Thank you very much.
You said that they're classical fans.
Yes, so I was about to say that.
It's not like what people think.
Yeah.
That's not mainstream.
Adebayo says it's your guest preference to go for a white man. We have better Nigerian men abroad. Mickey Richie says, if going by I'm sorry, that tweet wasn't for us. Ibrahim says, what effort has Abby Coya put in place to promote her style of music in Nigeria so we can have more of your type?
Right, fantastic.
Hey, yeah, my brother, I just arrived now. Cut me some slack now.
Okay. You're still testing the waters. So, is there a possibility that you're going to move to Nigeria eventually?
Permanently?
Or you still...
But I'm here for a year. That for me, that is a big deal.
deal,
Because back then, whenever I came to Nigeria, it was just a month or two or three max.
Right.
The question is, you are here for a year. What's happening to
the love man?
No, of course I'm traveling, and then he comes in,
Which is why she wanted a white man.
Dada Olowo says, may interest you to know that traditional Yoruba classical genre examples are Rara, Ijala, Ekun Iyawo.
Ijala.
Then Fincho says, my love for classical music is high. I'm a chorister. Could you perform for us? Let us hear your voice.
I did now.
Okay, so somebody mentioned Yoruba classical, like the Ijala, the Rara. Yes, Rara.
How does that go?
I have no idea.
I just need to. I think. Come on,
I think
ladies.
you need to meet this
Come
lady.
on,
What's her
ladies.
name?
Kayefi Osha.
Kayefi Osha was our guest. She has a beautiful voice and does native.
She does Ijala.
Ijala. So I think you have a beautiful voice. It would work well together.
Two
You
questions.
explore that in your 1 year
Two
here.
questions quickly, Abby. Gideon Adeni says, what will be your advice to a teen who said he wants to be an artist and not concentrating on their academics? Second question, Tosin says, what kind of music are you into? And are you planning a collaboration with any Nigerian artist?
Okay, that's a good one.
So Kayefi, we recommend her for a collab.
The first one, please go to school, have your degree, have your education. Anything can happen. Like in my language, I would say Enilari Aorola.
True.
So if I hope you understand that Yoruba, I can.
It means that you only see today, not tomorrow.
Exactly.
No one
So
sees the future.
and what was the second question?
Collaboration.
Oh yeah. There's a plan. I have like some favorite artists of mine, about 2 or 3.
That you want to work with.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. You sound like you're lying. You know their names. If you knew their names, you'd have said their names.
I can't tell you. No, I do really have them, but they're guys actually. So that's a clue. That's another clue. I
Are you
can
afraid?
tell you.
Are you afraid of falling in love with a Nigerian man?
I'm not.
So you're really in love with that guy, that white man.
Yeah, but
now you're
I'm
trying to
not
break up a
afraid. I'm not. See,
I'm not saying now.
I like that.
You know, that, like I said earlier, of course, I don't mind being with a Nigerian man. Of course, why not? If you can,
So can I get you
If you
one?
can do a
Can I get you one?
and-
Can I get you one?
Breakfast in bed.
you want to break. Well,
Please, no, you boy man.
somebody's
I
heart.
beg you. Correct man, Nigerian man, please. She's available. Please.
I have a few tips. I'm just trying to be naughty. Jurako says your guest is very brilliant.
Yeah.
John says Jumoke rocks big time. The touch of the sound of music back up. It was splendid. Chidim says Jumoke, you're so naughty. Love you to bits.
All right. We have to round up.
Olong says, recently I became a fan of your view. Bless you women for always putting on an
Thank you.
amazing show.
Thank you so much. Unfortunately, we have to round up. So we can't leave without you giving us just something, just one more minute of a nice rendition.
again, let's go back to Sound of Music.
Go ahead.
Let's do it
Don't
this
sing.
way. Nigeria, Nigeria. Every morning you greet me, green and white, clean and bright. You look happy to meet me.
Beautiful.
Nice, fantastic. So we need to bring you back and invite us to one of your performances.
Of course,
We'd like to be there.
absolutely.
All right.
We need to explore your
I
poetry.
Yes.
I have not so great news for our viewers today. Unfortunately, we have to round up. I have not so great news for our viewers. Starting from Monday, the repeats of Your View will be midnight. We have to move it from 9 p.m. all the way to midnight because of reasons beyond our control. So we do apologize for our viewers, but from Monday we need to move our repeats to midnight, 12 midnight. So those who stay up to 9 p.m., you gotta stay up longer to midnight. All right. Have a fabulous weekend. We'll see you Monday. Bye. Bye.